Hey guys, what's going on? Bastian here. So today I actually want to talk about the best way to actually close your first SMMA client through the next sales tactics I'm actually about to share with you. Okay, and it's not like a secret. This is just like a basic fundamental that a lot of people oversee, right? And so when it comes down to closing down a client, there is often two ways people go about it, and one is kind of like really kind of saturated, you could say, okay? And that is the cold outreach approach, which works for sure. But what I actually want to share with you today is way more powerful and super underrated, okay? And a lot of people oversee such a simple thing, which is building a relationship with, the prospect, right? The person in the niche you're trying to serve. And so what this does for you, if you actually look to build a long-term relationship with individuals within your niche, right? You're building a relationship and, a business like agreement with them, it's gonna be way easier for you to close, right? Because through building like a proper relationship, right, which takes time, it takes like effort from your end, giving value. Once you do like all that correctly, what you'll be able to do is you're gonna get over that value and trust hurdle, right? Which a lot of like brands do, a lot of gurus, okay? Like Ty Lopez, like myself, guys, like I'm freaking transparent. Like I'm building a brand to build a relationship and show people that I can, like basically these videos are intended to demonstrate my expertise, and therefore I get people over the value and trust hurdle, right? Like a lot of gurus do. But the difference is I just tell you guys like why I'm building this brand, and it's to serve people, get over the value hurdle, get over the trust hurdle, and just essentially get people from point A to point B with my free and paid content, right? And the best way to do that is to actually demonstrate your expertise and build trust with the audience, right, you are serving. And so what you can do with the prospect is you can build a relationship, and when you get on that sales call, right, assuming you build a proper relationship, you've gotten over that value and trust hurdle, the sales call is going to be a breeze, right? Because they already know who you are, they already understand the value you can provide, and those are the two biggest things you really have to check mark before you can go for the close, right? That's like why a lot of people just like stumble their heads up on a wall when it comes down to cold outreach, right? They just try to close people either in one call or multiple calls out of desperation, and it just doesn't work, right? If you cannot get over those two hurdles. And so what you can actually do today, right? Because I don't want to just like say what doesn't work. I also want to give you like actionable, practical steps that you can take for yourself is this, right? You have to get a few steps in order before you can actually do this properly. So you need to know who you're serving, right? So which niche are you serving? Okay, that's the first question. And then once you have the double down, you have a commitment to serving a certain niche, then what you want to be doing is doing your market research, right? You want to look at, okay, so what kind of problems are these people within this niche facing, right? Or what kind of desires do they have, right? And when I was like doing the plastic surgeon agency, what I found was there were a lot of agencies that, actually they just offer patients to clinics, right? Which is awesome. It still drives revenue for that business. But the major difference with myself and those typical agencies was I did my market research, and therefore I knew what a plastic surgeon really wanted instead of a patient, right? Still great. I knew they wanted breast augmentation patients through my research. And why? Well, this is what my research told me. It's more high ticket, right? It's a high ticket procedure, which, drives great revenue to the clinic. It is minimal in terms of result delivery, right? So the procedure is like 1.5 hours, and the margins are super high, right? They just use like these, I don't know what you call them, but they just use like super cheap stuff to like, get those breasts implemented. And so through my offer that I'm able to provide to those plastic surgeons, it's just way more appealing, right? Because I know what their desire is and I'm playing up on it, and I actually crafted a way to deliver upon that result, right? And so that's really what you have to do, right? The market research. And then essentially you have a niche, you have an offer, and you have a result you're driving, right? Kind of like the consulting equation, like Sam often teaches. And so once you have that in place, you want to start branding yourself, right? Through an organic method. So what I want to share with you is what I've like used myself at the start, which is called Facebook Organic Attraction. And no, I did not invent this. I learned it from Sam Ovens as well. Like he's kind of like my mentor, and I've learned like a lot from this guy, but I've like learned most of it through like the practical matters once, I actually executed with it and ran to the absolute moon with it, right? And I want to share with you like how we can do this for yourself. So what you want to do is you want to see like, okay, so what kind of problems are people in this niche facing? What are they like not seeing, right? Because if they see it, a problem becomes clearly defined and easy to solve, right? So you have to look past the surface and see what kind of like false beliefs do these people have, and how can I like, make value resonating content to show them like that this is a false belief and this is the truth and this is the actionable step they can take to solve either that problem or achieve the deeper desire, right? And so what works really well is making 3 to 5 minute video content for your niche you're serving, right? So here's a method you can start doing today for free. So what you want to do is you want to join 5 to 10 niche focused Facebook groups, okay? And you want to make sure that these groups are absolute quality. You just don't want to join like, a group with, like a lot of random people that are just like resharing posts and, spamming it, because that's like just a group you don't want to like invest your time and energy into. You want to like really hone in on 5 to 10 quality groups and have set certain standards for yourself, right? And what those standards could be is, number 1, the group is being monitored. Number 2, your post has to get approved before like you can actually showcase your post to the rest of the group. And like it's a private group, it's not a public group. People are actually asking normal and good questions inside the group, and just stuff like that to determine what a quality Facebook group is, right? Like you have to set that standard for yourself, set it for everyone. And so after you've done that, what you want to do is you want to join those groups and you want to start demonstrating your expertise, right? As I was mentioning. Because if you're like in a plastic surgeon niche as I was, then you want to like showcase on how you could, for instance, pre-qualify people, right? Through like the methods you're using to pre-qualify people, and that you're pre-qualifying them on like, whether they have good credit score or not, whether like these people have no unrealistic expectations, truly demonstrating your expertise instead of like talking about it, right? Because words are kind of cheap, and being able to actually showcase it, showcasing like you're a practitioner, does way more for you, okay? And not only that, on a consistent basis, right? So once you have those groups, you can build a proper audience, right? With people who you want to have in your audience, because like you join those groups and those are the people you want to be in front of. And so you want to use your Facebook profile as an indoctrinator, right? Not as a consumer, but a producer. So you want to have a proper profile picture, a proper bio, showcasing what you do, just a normal cover photo and just good posts which give value, right? And you should not deviate from it at all if you like actually want to see a return. And so your profile is going to be like this little Instagram thing with 0 followers, and you're building it up to like 1,000 loyal followers, which you can monetize really hardcore, okay? Because you've got like a lot of fitness influencers with like 100K people, but they can never monetize it because people don't follow them for the reason of that are given value, but more so like, the beautiful body they're showing, and therefore like they can never monetize it, only on like a low ticket product maybe, which is like $20 to $50, right? And so to get back to the point, what you want to do is you want to consistently make valuable, resonating content. Highly recommend you do it in video, post it inside those groups, add people who like your post, basically add them all, okay? Because they already know who you are, right? As they've liked that video, and that way you can start building your audience, and add people who are also commenting, right? And also you can just go into those groups, and if people have like questions, you can give value and you can add those people as well, right? And if you do this at scale, right? So 5 to 10 groups, you'll see a lot of traction build up within a month, okay? And basically the next steps from there, what it would be is you have to be consistent with this, right? It's those daily actions that really compound to you being able to like monetize the audience you're creating, right? Depending on what niche you're in. So if you want to serve plastic surgeons, then you join 5 to 10 quality Facebook groups of plastic surgeons, right? That continue your audience, and you want to be in there. You want to be in front of those people and demonstrate your expertise, okay? And then you're gonna be able to actually get over that value and trust hurdle, right? And so that makes a sales call super easy, right? And most people, as I said, just stumble their heads up on like a wall and just like bleed because they just try to find the best outreach method and do a sales call and expect to get paid like 5,000, It just doesn't work like that. That's too theoretical, okay? Like common sense isn't common practice. And so you really have to, go into the practical side of things and see how things really are, okay? And aside of that, if you're making a mistake, your outreach is not working, what you want to do is you actually want to ask the prospect directly, hey, I know we're not going to do business because, you haven't been replying to my messages yet, but if you could do me this one awesome last favor, could you please give me feedback on like why you didn't respond to me? Like if I had to start over again, how could I, like, you know, I've grabbed your attention and got you on a call with myself, and they'll give you the feedback you need. Okay, like, there's what better way to ask what better way to improve to ask feedback from the segment of the market you're trying to serve, right? And so guys, I want to conclude this video. I hope this was of value to you. So to just like kind of like re-summarize it all, the best way to actually do sales is to build a relationship with the niche you're trying to serve, right? With the individuals within that niche. And I just gave you like a blueprint you can literally just use today and run to the moon with it, right? It's absolutely amazing. And that's just what I want to give to you in this video. Don't just consume it, also implement it, because it worked extremely well. I'm doing it myself, and you know, I've been able to like monetize my whole business just of organic methods basically. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see something in specific, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll cover that topic if you know it's something that a lot of people want to see. And yeah guys, keep crushing it.